Up there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another week of EPL where I am playing TokenTube. Check his YouTube down in the description below. We are going to be doing something a little different. We're actually going to be playing on Showdown this week because Token wasn't able to beat the game this yet, and it kind of works out on my part too because I didn't really have too much time to put the team that I have and make it in-game. So we're both going to be playing on Showdown. I'm going to challenge him. VGC 2018 rules. I hope you do enjoy the layout. I try to make it as best as possible. We're going to be using the Pokemon that are on the list. And not too sure what Pokemon. I forget what Pokemon that are on the list. But I don't know whether or not these Pokemon were on the list. Well, we're going to be using, I forget what this Pokemon is called. It's like the Olamola or something like that, but it's like a really bulky Pokemon. Its defenses are okay, but it's actually going to be a Chewy Scarf variant. And we're going to put Soak on it. And we can do a lot of work to his team, barring that of maybe like a Scarf Lele. I specifically have the Aegislash for the Lele, so I'm going to bring the Aegislash in the front. He probably has the Blaziken for the Aegislash. And then, what else do I want to bring here? Do I bring the Cresselia? This is one of the reasons why I don't like... Okay, he started the timer. This is one of the reasons why I don't like Showdown, because, you know, that there's not a timer there, so... And there's not like something that I can visually watch to see that my time is, you know, is being counting down. What else do I want to bring? I'm just going to bring the Cresselia then, I guess. I'll bring the Tapu Koko in the back to switch the terrains. It also can do a lot of work to his team. Then Amoonguss is going to give me a lot of problems. So then I'm going to bring a Charizard. So let's see how this works out. I don't necessarily want to set up the Trick Room for his Amoonguss because he likely has it in the back. He'll likely set up a Talon right here. I do have a lot of speed investment, so I'm going to go for Never Ending Nightmare into the Aegislash. If he wants to switch anything in and in the back, it's going to take a lot of damage. And what do I do to the Zapdos right here? I think I'm pretty okay with setting up a Trick Room, but that gives him a free switch into the Amoonguss. This is Hidden Power Ground, by the way. It's not Hidden Power Ice. Alright, so I take the Aegislash out. I think I'm just going to get some... wait, did I... I just went for a Psyshock into my own Aegislash. Again, this is why I don't like Showdown. Not that it really matters, but I could have gotten a lot of chip off into this Zapdos. And it makes me look completely silly going for a Psyshock into my own Aegislash. Because I click things way too quickly. It's gonna bring in a Blaziken, okay. I can actually, I mean, I don't think he goes for the Thunderbolt into the Cresselia, right? I think he goes for, maybe he does go for the Thunderbolt into the Cresselia, and then he goes for the Flare Blitz into the Aegislash, but then I could just easily go for a King's Shield. Oh my god, and I have Protect on my Aegislash. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my god. Yeah, Showdown is just not my forte. My phone is literally listening to everything I'm saying too right now. Alright, so we're gonna have to pick a move here real quick. Honestly, I'm just going... This is really silly. I'm gonna go for an Ally Switch. And then he goes for an Overheat onto the Cresselia. I was not anticipating that whatsoever. So what does he go for? Okay, just a Thunderbolt. There was really nothing I could do right there because I don't have King's Shield. I couldn't have King's Shield it right there. The Blaziken is in a precarious position now because it is -2. I'm going to bring in my Koko. I'm going to set up the Electric Terrain. Unless he has the Lele in the back, that would mean that he doesn't have the Amoonguss, so he can't set up Spores. What do I go for right here? Zapdos is going to give me a lot of problems, actually, so I'm going to have to keep my Charizard safe in the back. I think start chipping it away would be nice, so I'm going to go for a Psyshock right here. And I'm just going to double up into the Zapdos. Okay, the Blaziken's going to protect right there. Blaziken wasn't my primary target because it is already at -2. He's targeting down my Cresselia. Is it Pinchberry? It is not Pinchberry, so What item could this Zapdos be? It's only been going for Thunderbolts, hasn't it? So it's not Choice Specs, is it? It's definitely not Choice Scarf because Coco had gone before it. I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt into that slot. There's really no reason for me not to. I'm going to go for a Psyshock right there. He's going to bring in a Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele is going to get a pretty good, a decent amount of chip onto it. Overheat's not going to be able to take out the Coco because of the -2 onto the Blaziken. And it looks like the Blaziken is Life Orb. Again, I can't look at the side panel that gives you all the information because of the way that I'm recording this right now. So I can't see that it is Life Orb, but yeah, okay, the item that has been revealed on it is Life Orb. Alright, I'm fearing that this Tapu Lele is Choice Scarf, so I'm actually going to set up a Trick Room and then go for a Protect right here. He's going to go for a Superpower into the Cresselia, maybe anticipating a switch. I don't think anything that Lele wants to go for is going to be able to take my Cresselia out, but he goes for a Psychic into the Tapu Koko. Based off of, like, what? 2 or 3 speed boosts on the Blaziken. The Blaziken was going to be able to outspeed the Tapu Lele anyway, but I still think this is a Choice Tapu Lele, Choice Scarf Tapu Lele at that. I'm not too threatened by the Blaziken again, so I'm going to go ahead and go for a Psyshock into the... I'll go for it into the Blaziken in case he wants to switch it out into the Zapdos, and then... I'm going to be kind of screwed and looked really silly if this is not Choice Scarf Tapu Lele. Well, let's see if it is. Okay, alright. I mean, based off of the team composition, it looks really obvious that that's Choice Scarf Tapu Lele, so it's good that we do confirm that. The Zapdos is going to be able to outspeed the Tapu Koko, but all we really have to do is go for a Psyshock right here. And it's just like a Dazzling Gleam. There's really no reason for us not to do any other move than that. And then the next turn, I was going to say, the next turn we could just follow up with a... with another Psyshock, but we're going to win that battle. We're going to do a rematch. So good game to Token. I didn't get to bring the Olomolomo. Maybe since I had won that game. So this is a different team. So maybe that wasn't the team that he was supposed to use. I forfeit. I don't necessarily know what's going on right now. So let's go ahead and challenge him again. Let's see if I can pull this up. Alright. Going to use the same team again. Okay. Alright. I kind of want to pull off the Choice Scarf shenanigans with Olomolomo. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that in the front because I feel like he'll bring like the Amoonguss in the front and go for a Sporon to anything that I may want to bring in the front as well. And then... what do I do with the Tapu Koko? Let's see if the Tapu Koko that I built... Yeah, okay, so this is the correct Tapu Koko. It underspeeds the Olomolomo by 1 point and still outspeeds max speed, speed benefiting Salamances. Oh, man, I really want to bring in the Kartana. The Kartana gets outsped by the Salamence, because I want to go for a Soak Bloom Doom. That would be really, really cheeky. I'll leave the Tapu Koko. I'll bring the Kartana in the back for another form of hyper offense. And then I'm going to bring the Charizard. We're going to go we're going to go all-out Soak mode right here. He does bring the Amoonguss. He brings the Salamence, too. This is perfect. Does the Salamence protect, though? He could also go for a Rage Powder. Okay. But then I could just go for a Dazzling Gleam. Amoonguss really isn't too much of a threat because he can't go for a Spore. Unless he switches in the Tapu Lele, but if he does that, the Tapu Lele is going to be going down. So we're going to go for Soak Thunderbolt into the Salamence. Let's see if... Oh, he protects! This is what I didn't want to happen. I kind of feel like he would go for a Protect, but he can't Spore. Okay, just goes for a Sludge Bomb. That does a lot of damage, and of course gets the poison. Now we have revealed our Soak shenanigans. which is kind of unfortunate, but I'm still going to go for the same play of going for Soak Thunderbolt. He's going to have to Rage Powder this way if he wants to be able to survive this. And still at that, Life Orb Thunderbolt from Amoonguss, I don't think he's going to be able to survive that as well. So he's going to protect the Amoonguss. We're going to get the Soak off into the Salamence. Salamence should be going down right here, in which it does, but our Tapu Koko goes down. That's fine, because the Kartana that we bring in the back does not outspeed the Salamence, and the Salamence could very well have like a Fire-type attack on it. Okay, he has the Aegislash. I have the Charizard in the back for the Aegislash, so I'm just going to go for a Soak, and then I'm going to go for a Bloom Doom into the Amoonguss right here. Because this should be able to take out the Amoonguss. I'm not too sure that the Leaf Blade would have been able to take out the Amoonguss. And then the Aegislash is probably going to go for... Oh, okay, I thought he's going to go for Never Ending Nightmare. But he's going to go for a Shadow Ball into the Kartana. Fair enough. We get to bring in our Charizard right here. We're locked... We're locked in the Soak. So what we could do right here is we can actually go for a Soak and then Mega Evolve and go for a Solar Beam onto Blaziken. Because I feel like he's going to protect the Aegislash and not the Blaziken, but he protects the Blaziken. Good call on his part. We go for a Soak Solar Beam into the Blaziken. We could have very well have gone for a Fire-type attack into the Aegislash, so very risky play. But we end up surviving that because we actually have a fair bit of bulk on our Charizard. Blaziken's going to be able to outspeed the Charizard now, and there's really nothing our Mola can do. So what we could have done right there is, I guess, gone for like a Tailwind, and then we would have been able to survive. Well, I didn't know we were going to be able to survive the Never Ending Nightmare. I didn't even think he was going to actually attack with the Aegislash and protect with the Blaziken right there, because our, I mean, my move is to go for a Fire-type attack into the Aegislash because it's the most threatening thing against my Charizard, but it was a really, really good read on his part. What did I go for right here? So I have to go for a Soak, and I guess I could just go for like a Solar Beam. Yeah, he's going to knock out my Charizard anyway. And even if I protected the following turn, I mean, there's really nothing that he does against my team. There's really nothing that bails me out of that position because the Blaziken still outspeeds the Charizard. So, I'm going to go ahead and, I don't even know if I can forfeit this. I guess I just have to X out of it. But, I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Soak right here. I give him the Sun. Could have very well have missed that, but I couldn't do anything with my Olomolomo. Alright, so that is good game 2 token. We're going to go into game 3. I guess I have to go to where I don't want to do that. We're going to go to Find User. And Challenge. And then go to VGC 2018. There we go. Alright, so we brought the Soak mode in game 2. But I don't think it was the right choice. Well, I mean, we did very well with it. We were just not calling the protects very, very well. I feel really comfortable leading with that again. I mean, what does he do against that? I guess he brings the Lele in the front because the Lele will be able to outspeed the Olomolomo. I think it brings the Lele anyway, because that's able to switch the terrain so we can go for Spores with his Amoonguss. I think his Amoonguss and Lele are pretty good in this matchup. His Aegislash is always really good in this matchup. Is the Blaziken really the call, though, on his part? Because I do have the Charizard. I have Trick Room on my Cresselia. The Trick Room mode kind of won me the game in the first game. So how do I want to call this? I don't think he leads the Salamence again. I think he leads the Lele, and I would lead like Lele and Aegislash or Lele and Amoonguss, but then I could just lead the Aegislash. So Lele Blaziken's a pretty good lead on his part. Because then he could just protect. He's going to be able to speed anything on the field the next turn. I'm going to lead the Aegislash. Lead the Aegislash. Bring the Charizard in the front. I could potentially set up a Tailwind. I'll do that. I'll bring the... Tapu Koko is just pretty solid in this matchup. Get a lot of good damage off into all of his Pokemon. And outspeeds the Salamence. Cresselia really doesn't do anything, but it soaks up so many hits. I'll bring the Cresselia in the back. Fortunately, we're not going to be able to do the Soak mode. I really wanted to be able to do the Soak mode. It's going to bring the Amoonguss and the Zapdos in front. See, now I just wasn't anticipating this, because if I led the Soak mode again, I'm able to essentially wipe either of his Pokemon off the field. So very, very risky call on his part. But again, I mean, it works out for him. So what do I do right here? I mean, what does the Zapdos really do? I guess it goes for like a Thunderbolt. But then I could just Protect, go for Never Ending Nightmare into the Zapdos. Granted, he can go for a Spore into the Aegislash, but then I could just follow up with a Flamethrower the following turn. But that would give him a free switch into Tapu Lele, which then could threaten my Charizard. So the like, if I would have led Soak Mode, that would have been perfect. Put the timer on here and make it official. If I would have led the Soak Mode, that would have been perfect for me. And I don't necessarily want to say that it would outright won me the game, but it would would have put me in like an incredibly solid position. I guess what I could do is I can go for a Never Ending Nightmare into the Zapdos and then switch it into my Tapu Koko, because the Tapu Koko should take the Thunderbolt relatively well. And I'll be able to get up my Electric Drain, and then the Amoonguss can't go for a Spore into my Aegislash. And I mean, Amoonguss doesn't necessarily threaten my team all too much. So, I don't want to go for the Never Ending Nightmare into that. The Zapdos is the most threatening thing to my team, especially for my Charizard. So switching into Salamence, it's actually pretty good, because we'll be able to outspeed that the following turn, unless he goes for a Tailwind. So we're going to go for the Never Ending Nightmare into the Zapdos. Let's see if it survives this. It does. It's not Pinchberry. It's not Choiced either. So if this is like a Double Edge Hyper Voice variant, can't really touch the Tapu Koko. I mean, he could double up into the Tapu Koko. That probably would be able to take me out. If I were him, I would go for a Double Edge into the Tapu Koko and a Thunderbolt into the Tapu Koko. Ignore the Aegislash, which is probably either going to switch out or go for a King Shield. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that. Switch into my Cresselia so that I can go for a Trick Room the following turn. And then I'm just going to safely go for Protect on my Tapu Koko, because, again, it should be the Pokemon that he is targeting down this turn. Yep, Double Edge into the Tapu Koko, and is it going to be... Oh, it's going to be Roost, okay. But at least we get... I mean, I don't think that would have been able to take up my Tapu Koko. So I am going to go for a Trick Room right here, and then switch into the Aegislash. The Zapdos is not taking advantage of the Electric Train, which is good because it is a flying type Pokemon. When it does go for Roost, though, it does lose its flying type, in which if I were to go for a Thunderbolt into it, it would be non-effective against the Zapdos instead of being neutral. So I think switching the Aegislash onto the Koko slot is a fairly solid play. We're going to have 2 more turns of Electric Train after this. So even if he switches in the Amoonguss onto this for my Trick Room setup, you still can't go for Spores, and then I can potentially get like Psyshocks off into that, and I like a Shadow Ball as well. So the Double Edge and Hyper Voice shouldn't be doing too much to the Aegislash. And then he's going to go for a Tailwind, maybe a misclick like I did on the first turn when I went for a Psyshock into my Aegislash. We're going to try not to do that right now. Alright, so, again, the Zapdos is a really huge problem. I'm going to go for the double up into the Zapdos. Ooh, he switches into Amoonguss. Great, and then he protects the Salamence. I had anticipated the Protect from the Salamence, so I did not anticipate the Amoonguss to come in, because we are in Electric Train, so we're going to get solid damage off into the Amoonguss. It is Pinchberry. We could double up into that the following turn. Again, one more turn of Electric Train. He could then protect the Amoonguss so that he could Spore next turn. So I feel pretty comfortable doubling up into the Salamence. Aegislash is going to come in. Perfect. And he's going to protect the Amoonguss. Okay, so now we're calling the Protects fairly well. It's going to do a lot of damage to the Aegislash. The Aegislash actually outspeeds my Aegislash, which is not good. It's not good at all. Who does he target down right here? I feel if anything, he would probably target down the Cresselia with the Never Ending Nightmare. Because the Aegislash is likely to protect right here, and then he could just easily Spore into the... Actually, I forgot. I don't have a King Shield. I have Protect on my Aegislash. So that could work out in my favor, because I could actually protect the Spore away. Wow. So I'm going to switch into Tapu Koko right here. So that he can't Spore the following turn. I'm gonna protect. Let's do this. This is gonna make me look dumb if he goes for the Never-Ending Nightmare into the Tapu Koko. He does Spore, so he's probably gonna go for the Never-Ending Nightmare into the Tapu Koko. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I at least wanted to get up Electric Terrain. That was basically the entire point of doing that play that I had just done. That is the last turn of Trick Room, if I call that correctly. Let's switch into my Charizard here, because then I can protect. I can't protect with the Cresselia. No, this is the last turn of Trick Room. So I'm going to protect right here, because he's going to go for like a Shadow Ball into the Charizard, but that doesn't knock me out. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I am going to Mega Evolve, gain some bulk, Tailwind, and then I think he goes for an attack or a Spore into the Aegislash, right? I can't go for King Shield. I'm gonna switch into Cresselia right here. Let's see if this works out in my favor. Because the Charizard can easily protect right here. He's gonna protect the Amoonguss. Shadow Ball goes into Cresselia. That's fine. It should. Oh, you get a special defense drop. And we get the Tailwind up. Now he is in a precarious position. The Aegislash can go for a Wide Guard right here, but I'm going to go for the safe Flamethrower right here, and a Psyshock should be able to take out the Aegislash in Blade form at the range that it's in. And setting up that Electric Terrain absolutely makes no sense now, because both of my Pokemon are either levitating or flying, and I can't even take advantage of that, even if the Amoonguss were to go for a Spore. The Zapdos survives. Wow, that is a clutch survival. But then I could just follow up with a, what is my speed stat on my Cresselia? 108, yeah, we're definitely outspeeding that Zapdos. So we can just go for a Flamethrower right here, and then we're going to go for a Psyshock into the Zapdos. We're still going to have one more turn of Tailwind left after this. His Aegislash had just previously protected. Zapdos usually don't carry Protect. Well, they usually carry Detect over Protect, because it's a better move. You might as well have that on your Pokemon if it gets access to Detect. But let's see what happens right here. The Aegislash, I think he has to sack the Zapdos. He has to get the, he has to get a free switch in into his Salamence and his Amoonguss, because he can protect the Salamence. Well, he could double protect the Tailwind away. Huh. He's going to bring in the Salamence. Okay. I guess he wants to preserve the Aegislash for maybe the Cresselia or my Aegislash in the back. We are at -1 special defense. The Amoonguss is at all that full health now. So, the Salamence is going to be able to outspeed the next turn. I think it goes for... I'm going to Flamethrower right here. And then I am going to... I'm going to switch into my Aegislash onto the slot. Get rid of the -1. The Salamence... He's probably just going to double protect, I'd imagine. Yeah, he's going to double protect. That's fine. At least the Aegislash being on the field gives me more of an offensive presence. Okay, so who does he have in the back again? He has the Aegislash in the back. Now, the Salamence is a pretty big problem right now, but I think the Flamethrower in the Sun should be able to take out the Amoonguss. And I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball into the Salamence. He's going to go for a Rage Powder. Okay, he's going for a Double Edge. Again, we're pretty bulky. That's not going to be able to take me out. Flamethrower is going to go out to the Amoonguss. It's going to be able to take out the Amoonguss. We're going to get a Shadow Ball off into the Salamence. So, I think having Protect on the Aegislash won us this game. That is absolutely insane. Because we were able to protect that Spore away, and the Aegislash was able to not go to sleep. So we're going to go for a double attack right here. There's really no reason for us not to. We're going to be able to take out the Aegislash, and that is going to be good game. Alright, so we are going to win Week 2 against TokenTube, and again, check his YouTube down in the description below. It makes pretty good content. We weren't able to use the Amola Mola like I wanted to. I brought it in the game too, so you've seen what it could do. I basically made it for his team. Well, I essentially made it for like Salamances, Amoonguses, Aegislashes, things that you can't necessarily hit all too hard with like a Kartana or a Tapu Koko. Granted, you can go for a Dazzling Gleam into the Salamence with the Tapu Koko, and I specifically made it timid and then a certain amount of speed EVs, so that you can still outspeed the Salamence and to go for a Thunderbolt, like Soak and then Thunderbolt into the Salamence, like you seen in Game 2. And the Kartana, like you think to yourself, okay, there's an Aegislash and there's a Kartana. I mean, there's a Olomolomo and there's a Kartana on the field against an Aegislash and another Pokemon. You go for a Soak into the Aegislash because it's likely not going to protect, and you can go for a Bloom Doom into it. You can knock it out. That's a huge offensive presence on their side of the field taken out, and you get a Beast Boost from that. So that's kind of like the mode that I was going with this team, because not many people think that a Molomoloma is like a good Scarf Pokemon. It probably isn't. But, I mean, I wanted to make it Scarf because people are like, oh, it's going to be like, you know, bulky, Wish set, so you can switch it in Pokemon, you can regen health, it has Regenerator, Toxic, Protect. Nah, I was just going to put Scarf Soak on it. And it kind of worked out in Game 2, but we threw that game at the end, and Token played really, really well. Anyway, I'm going to end the episode right here. Hopefully next week we can play on the cart, because I feel like that's more entertaining to watch for the viewers. And then thank you everyone that has watched this episode. We're going to be going to Week 3 next week. Look forward to that, and it's going to be on Sunday. And I'm going to be coming out with more episodes of Road to Regionals this week. Take care, guys. Peace.